I wouldn't do it if I were you.
Wouldn't do what?
What you were thinking of doing.
How do you know what I was thinking?
Oh, we make it our business to know lots of things.
Look, whatever you're selling, I'm not interested. Please, just leave me alone.
No, you don't understand. I've got a job to do here.
I said leave me alone.
This isn't going very well. Well, you said it was going to be easy. But he isn't listening. I know. If at first you don't succeed, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever read Tom Sawyer?
What?
Now, there was an industrious young man. When the chips were down, he never gave up. Do you remember why?
Who cares?
He kept thinking about others, George. Not about himself, but about all the folks who needed him.
Wait, you called me George. How do you know my name?
I know everything about you. I watched you grow up from a little boy.
How could you? I've never seen you before.
You haven't needed to till now. How's it look? Looks like it stopped bleeding.
That's the answer I got to a prayer from a little bit ago.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to your prayer.
Who are you?
Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oddbody. AS2. What's the AS2?
Angel, second class.
Now I know I've lost my mind.
Not yet, but you are well on your way. That's why they set me down. Besides, it's ridiculous to think about killing yourself over a measly $8,000.
How did you know that?
I've been trying to tell you. I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about you.
Well, you look like the sort of angel I'd get. I'll give you that much. Sort of a fallen angel. What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm angel second class. But you're going to change all of that.
I am? How?
By letting me help you.
Only way you can help me is by getting me $8,000 before the clock strikes 12. After that, my life turns into a pumpkin.
Sorry, but we don't use money in heaven.
That's right. I keep forgetting. Well, down here you can't live without it, and truth be known, I'm worth a lot more dead than I am alive.
Now look, I told you. You mustn't say such things. I won't get my wings with that attitude. Besides, you don't realize how much you're truly worth. Why, if it hadn't been for you...
If it hadn't been for me, everybody I know would be better off. Everybody. My wife, my kids, my friends.
You sure have a lot of friends. I'll say that for you. You know they've jammed up our airways for over an hour now?
What are you talking about?
Prayers, and when they're heartfelt, they're mighty powerful missiles. And the ones for you, they've lit up our whole celestial system.
Why? How?
Because you're such an important influence on so many lives, George. Always have been, just like Tom Sawyer.
Since when?
Ever since that day, you saved your little brother when he fell through the ice and almost drowned.
That was instinct. Besides, I was only 12.
There were other boys there that day. Some older and better swimmers. But they didn't nod to their instincts. Only you did.
But he was my brother.
I know. But what about Mr. Gower? When you saved him from ruin? That was not instinct. That was courage. Deep-seated, wrenchful of guts courage.
But he had just received a telegram telling him his son had died.
And he had turned mean through and through after drowning his sorrows in a bottle. Remember?
What? No, that can't be right. Hold that thought. George! George, you out there? I'm sorry, Mrs. Blaine. That medicine should have been there an hour ago. I promise you it will be over in 5 minutes. Where's Mrs. Blaine's box of capsules? And why didn't you deliver them?
I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't? What tricks are you playing at, young man? Don't you know the Blaine boy is very sick?
You're hurting my sore ear, Mr. Gower.
You lazy loafer!
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules.
How do you mean?
I know you're unhappy. You got that telegram today about your son. I understand that, but Mr. Gower, you put something wrong in those capsules. I'm sure you did.
What are you talking about?
Just look and see for yourself. I tried to tell you when you were filling the order, but you wouldn't listen to me. But look at the bottle you took the powder from. It's not right. I swear it isn't.
Oh, no.
Don't hurt my hair again. I won't tell anyone, Mr. Gower. I promise. I know what you're feeling. I will never tell a soul. Hope to die, I won't.
Oh, George!
And you never did. Not to this day. That's remarkable.
Mr. Gower always did care about us young people. Gave lots of us our first job.
Well, he never stopped caring about you, that's for sure. Do you remember that handsome suitcase he bought you when you thought you were finally heading off to college?
That was 1,000 years ago.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny. George, may you always use this in good health.
How can I thank you, Mr. Gower?
By graduating with honors, that'll make all of us very proud.
Fat chance.
Lay you a bet, little brother.
I haven't got time. I'm off to my dance. How do I look?
Like a goon in a penguin suit. Where's the funeral?
Stop it! That's enough. You look very nice.
Of course he does. That's my tux.
Well, what's your verdict, Aunt Tilly? Do I look good enough for the dance?
If you lay a hand on me, young man, I'll hit you with my purse.
Aunt Tilly, there's a full moon out tonight, and I want to dance.
Harry, that's enough.
Hey, Mama, I gotta borrow the car. I gotta take over a lot of plates and stuff.
Whose plates?
I'm chairman of the Eats Committee, Mom. I'm gonna short a couple dozen plates.
Wait a minute, Harry. You can't use my Sunday china. It was your grandmother's and her mother's before that. Are you listening to me? We're all going to miss you, George.
Thank you, Violet.
Say, what's some dress you got on there?
This old thing? Why, it's just a hand-me-down, like Harry's.
Well, it sure is pretty, isn't it, George?
What? Oh, the dress. Yes, it's real nice, Violet.
Well, I better get going. The dance starts in another half hour. Won't you drop by later?
Just might do that.
Hope you do. Bye now.
Want me and Ernie to walk through the dance?
That won't be necessary. Take care, George.
Yeah, you too, Violet.
Come on, Ernie. See you around, George.
Say, Uncle Billy, where's Pop?
I had to finish up a special report for Potter. The board meeting's tomorrow.
I thought when he put him on the board, he'd ease up on us. What's eating that old money-grabbing buzzard anyway?
Oh, he's a sick man, George. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul. If he has one. Hates everyone who has anything he can. Hates us mostly, I'm afraid.
Say, after you graduate, you wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone with us, would you, George?
Not me, Uncle Billy. I couldn't stand being cooped up for the rest of my life in a shabby little office. I'm sorry, but the thought of spending my life trying to save 3 cents on the length of pipe, I go crazy. I want to do something big, something important.
Well, you know, George, your father and I feel in a small way, we are doing something important. It's deep within the soul of a man to want his own roof and walls and a fireplace to sit beside on an evening. And we feel like we're helping him get those things.
But Bill, you've got to admit this town ain't no place for a man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter. You've got talent, George. We've all seen it. So go on and get yourself an education. And get out of here if you must.
Any idea what you want to do, George?
Sure, I want to build things like skyscrapers, maybe even cities. It's been a dream all my life.
Still after the first million before you're 30?
No, I'll settle for half that in cash.
Well, your Aunt Tilly and I are sure going to miss you.
And I'm going to miss all of you. That's for certain. Say, Uncle Billy, do you mind taking this into the house? I think I'll walk over to the school and drop in on Harry's dance.
Have a good time, son.
night George met Mary Hatch. Of course, he had known Mary all of his life. She grew up 3 or 4 years right behind him, always there, someone in the background, tagging along until one of the boys noticed her and sent her on her way. But that never discouraged her. Not her or any of the girls. They all had their eyes hooked on George, especially Violet and Mary. He just never took the bait until Harry's graduation party. That was the night he danced at Charleston all night with Mary Hatch until someone tripped the lock on the moving gym floor and everyone fell or jumped into the swimming pool.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon. Hot dog, just like a church choir.
Beautiful!
You should have seen the commotion in that locker room. I had to knock over 3 people just to get this stuff we're wearing. I bet over half your class jumped into that pool.
Well, half the town said it wasn't a good idea to build a gym floor over the swimming pool. I wonder who turned the key.
Probably someone jealous because you chose me to dance with you.
You think maybe?
Here, let me hold that old wet dress of yours. Hello.
Hello? You look at me as if you don't know me.
Well, I don't.
You pass me on the street almost every day.
Me?
Uh-huh.
That was the little girl named Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
Do I look as funny as you do?
I guess I'm not quite the football type. You look wonderful. You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you're the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will say it. How old are you anyway?
Oh, you can't ask that.
Well, I am.
18.
18? So last year you were 17.
Too young or too old?
Oh no, just right. Your age fits you. Yes, sir, you look a little older without your clothes on. I mean, without a dress, you look older or younger, Sorry.
Sir, my train, please.
A pox upon me for a clumsy lout. Your caboose, my lady.
You may kiss my hand.
Mary?
As I was lumbering down the street,
Okay, then.
down the street.
I'll go around the old Granville house.
Oh, no, don't. I love that old house.
No, see, you make a wish and then try to break some glass. You gotta be a pretty good shot nowadays, too, with so many windows already broken out.
Oh, no, George, don't. It's full of romance, that old place. I'd like to live in it.
In that old house? I wouldn't live in it as a ghost. Now, watch. Right up on the 2nd floor there. Hot dog!
What'd you wish, George?
Not just one wish, a whole hatful, Mary. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next year, and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to go see the world. Greece, Italy, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. And then I'm going to go to college and see what they know. And then I'm going to build things. Big things like airfields, skyscrapers 100 stories high, bridges a mile long. Are you going to throw that rock? Hey, that was pretty good. What do you wish for, Mary?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? What do you wish for when you threw that rock?
Oh, no.
Come on, tell me.
If I told you, it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around and pull it down for you. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. And then what?
And then you can swallow it and it'll dissolve, see, in moonbeams would shoot out of your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair. Am I talking too much?
Yes, you are.
What?
Why don't you kiss her? Instead of talking her to death.
Who's that?
Are you? You know, wasting all the wrong people, Ernie.
You tell me.
Just wasted.
Hey, Bert, Ernie, come on back. You come on back. I'll show you some kissing that'll turn your head around.
George, come on home quick. Your father's had a stroke.
What?
Come on, George, hurry.
Did you send for a doctor?
Yes, Campbell's there now.
Mr. Potter, thank you for coming.
Well, George, say your father was the building and loan here in Bedford Falls.
I agree, Mr. Potter.
But he wasn't a businessman, and that's what killed him. Oh, sorry, George, I don't mean any disrespect. God rest his soul. He's a man of high ideals, so-called. But ideals like that can ruin this town. So at the next Board of Trustees meeting, I'm gonna make a motion.
A motion?
Yes, a motion to dissolve the institution and turn its assets and liabilities over to the receivership.
But, Mr. Potter...
Take this loan application for an example. About Ernie Bishop. You know, the man who sits on his brains all day in that cab of his. Well, I happen to know the bank turned down his loan. If he comes to the building and loan, and we'll build him a house worth $5,000. Why?
Well, I handle that, Mr. Potter. You have all his papers right there. Salary, insurance, and I can personally vouch for his character.
Oh, she's a friend of yours.
Yes, sir.
So, if you shoot pool with the manager's son, you can borrow money. What does that get the building and loan? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. All because a few starry-eyed dreamers, like your father, stirred them up and filled their heads with lots of impossible ideas.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Now hold on. Mr. Potter, you're right when you say my father was no businessman. I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But neither you nor anyone else can say anything against his character. Why, his whole life was... In the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this institution, he never once thought about himself or saved any money. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? Just remember this. The rabble you talk about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to ask that them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? My father didn't think so. People are human beings to him. But to you, a white, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, my father died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book, young man. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on. And it's gawing you. That's what you're talking about. Well, thanks for stopping by, Mr. Potter. I'll see you at the meeting.
You're not on the board.
I hold my father's proxy, so I can attend. And cast a vote. You see, the way I look at it, Mr. Potter, the people of this town need my family's one-horse institution. If only to have someplace where they can go without crawling to you.
Get me out of here. Sentimental hogwash. I'm still going to make a motion, young man, and we'll see who has the power in this town.
You spoke eloquently at the board meeting that day, and they voted Potter down, remember?
But on one condition I hadn't banked on.
That you take over your father's place. And you did, and you turned over all your school money to your brother Harry and sent him to college.
And Harry became a football star, made second team All-American.
And you got 4 years older.
That's for nothing.
Hello, Mother.
What are you doing out here, wishing on the moon?
No, I've given up on that a long time ago. I'm just getting some fresh air.
Did you know Mary Hatch is back from school?
Uh-huh.
Came back 3 days ago.
Mmm.
Nice girl, Mary.
Mmm.
One that can help you find your answers, George.
Mmm.
Give me one good reason why you shouldn't call her Mary.
Sure, Sam Wainwright. Yes, Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, Mary's not crazy about her. Him?
How do you know? You discussed it with her?
No.
How do you know then?
Well, I've got eyes, haven't I? Why, she lights up like a firefly whenever you're around.
Oh?
And besides, Sam Wainwright's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war?
I don't know about war.
Mother, you know, I can see right through you, right to your back collar button, trying to get rid of me, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's your hat. What's your hurry? All right, Mother, old building and loan pal, if you insist. I'll go out and find a girl and do a little passionate necking.
George!
Now, if you'll just point me in the right direction. This direction? Good night, Mrs. Bailey.
Hi, Georgie Porgy.
Hello, Vi. How's business at the old-fashioned permanent wave shop?
Not a tidal wave yet, but I am getting some city mothers in, thanks to you. What gives with you?
Oh, nothing.
Where are you going?
I'll probably just end up down by the library.
Georgie, don't you ever get tired of just reading about things?
Yes, I do. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing.
You game by? Let's make a night of it.
George, I'd love to. What'll we do?
Let's go up to the field and take off our shoes and walk through the grass.
Huh?
Then we can climb Mount Bedford, up to the falls, and smell the pines, and watch the sunrise against the peaks, and we can stay up there the whole night long, and everybody will be talking, and there'll be a terrific scandal, and...
Caught in the grass in my bare feet? George, have you gone crazy? And Mount Bedford! Who would want to climb all the way to the top of Mount Bedford? It's got to be a 10-mile hike at least.
Okay, forget the whole thing. Just a crazy idea.
You're telling me. Good night, George.
My mother called you? Well, how did she know?
Didn't you tell her?
I didn't tell anybody. I just went for a walk and happened to be passing by.
Well, do you want to come and sit a minute?
Maybe just a minute. But I want you to know I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here. When do you get back?
Tuesday.
Where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
It's okay. I thought you'd stay in New York like Sam and Angie and the rest of them.
I worked there a couple of vacations. But I don't know. I guess I was homesick.
Homesick? For Bedford Falls?
Yes. And my family. Oh, everything.
I want you to know I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here.
Would you rather leave?
No. I mean, I don't want to be rude.
Then stay a while. Buffalo Gaskins, come on, Snikins, come on, Snikins, come on, Snikins.
Buffalo galskins, come on tonight and dance by the light of the moon.
Mary! Mary, who's down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What does he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? Not a thing.
He's passionately kissing me, Mother.
Well, you tell him to go right back home. Don't you leave the house either. Sam Wainwright is calling from New York tonight. There he is now. Good night, George.
I better be going.
No.
Mary! Get the phone.
Sam, how are you? Guess who's here? George Bailey. And Sam, he wants to talk to you.
Me?
Murray, it's long distance.
Hello, Sam?
Well, George Veliofsky, what a fine pal you are. Hey, what are you trying to do? Steal my girl?
What are you talking about? No one's trying to steal your girl. Here's Mary.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Tell Mary to get on extension.
He wants you to get on the extension.
Mother's on the extension.
No, I'm not!
Here. Now we can post here. Listening, Sam.
Now listen up. I got a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, do you remember that night in Martini's bar where you read someplace about making plastic out of soybeans?
Soybeans. Yeah, sure.
Well, Dad snapped the idea, and he's going to build a factory right outside of Rochester. Here's my point. Oh, Mary, you're on this too. George, do you got any money?
Money. Yeah, well, a little.
Now listen up. I want you to put every cent into our stocks. You hear? And George, I may have a few jobs for you, unless you're still married to the broken down building and loan. This is the biggest thing since radio, and I'm landing on the ground floor. Oh, Mary,
I'm here.
would you tell that guy I'm giving him a chance of a lifetime? You hear? A chance of a lifetime!
Says the chance of a lifetime.
Now you listen here. I don't want any plastics. I don't want any ground floors. And I don't want to get married. Ever. To anyone. You understand me? I want to do what I want to do, and you're Mary.
Bert and I chipped in on this together. We hope you float away to land on the bubble.
Look at this. Champagne.
Thank you, Ernie.
Say, where are you going on this here now honeymoon?
Where are we going? Well, look at this. Here's the kitty, Ernie. Go on. Count it, Mary.
Feel like a bootlegger's wife.
Where are we going? We're going to shoot the works. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda. The highest hotels, the oldest champagne, the richest caviar, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
Ooh, that does it. Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
Ah, that does it. Come here.
I hate to interrupt, but there's something really funny going on down at the bank. I've never really seen one, but it has all the earmarks of a run. If you have anything in the bank, folks, you better come and get it now.
You stay here, Mary. I'll be back in a minute.
No, George, let's not stop. Please, let's go.
I'll be back in a minute, Mary. What's going on, Billy? A holiday?
This is what you call a pickle, George. A real pickle.
All right, now, what happened? How did it start?
How does anything like this ever start? All I know is the bank called our loan.
When?
About an hour ago. Had to hand over all our cash.
All of it?
Every cent of it. Still less than we owe.
Holy mackerel.
The whole town's gone crazy.
Mr. Potter, to what do we owe this unexpected visit?
George, there's a rumor going around town you're going to close your doors early. Is that true?
Not for another 10 minutes. That's our regular closing time.
Oh, good. Are you all right? You want me to call the sheriff?
What for?
Well, mobs can get pretty ugly sometimes.
I can assure you, Mr. Potter, all of our customers are very polite.
I'm sure, George. I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close down for a week, then they'll reopen.
You've taken over the bank?
I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people too. Bring your shares over to the bank. I will pay 50 cents on the dollar.
I'm sure that won't be necessary, Mr. Potter. We'll take care of our customers right here.
Okay, George. Just don't close your doors before 6 p.m. You'll never reopen. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, 50 cents on the dollar.
You never miss a trick, do you, Mr. Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one. All right, folks, now, don't panic. You heard Mr. Potter. The bank will reopen in a week.
But I have my money here, George, and I'll take it now.
No, Miss Andrews, you're thinking of this place all wrong. As if I had the money back in the safe. Your money's not here. Your money's in the Kennedy's house, and Miss Macklin's house, the Graves' house, and 100 others. Why, you're lending them the money to build, and then they're going to pay it back to you the best they can. Now, what are you going to do, for clothes on them?
I have $242 in here, George Bailey. And $242 isn't going to break anyone.
All right, Miss Andrews. All right, here you are. You sign that, you'll get your money back in 60 days.
60 days?
Now, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares. Come on, Miss Andrews. Stick to your original agreement. Give us 60 days on this.
Are you going to Potter's? Better to get half than nothing.
Miss Andrews, Miss Thompson, wait, please. Now, if Mr. Potter gets hold of the building alone, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. He's already got charge of the bank. He's got the bus lines, he's got the department stores. And now he's after us. Why? Because he wants you to keep living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Well, we can't let him. We can get through this, but we've got to stick together.
Yeah.
We've got to have faith in each other.
Yeah.
But my husband doesn't want to over here. I need money.
How are we going to live until the bank's open?
We've got the doctor bills to pay.
Yeah, George, you need cash. Can't feed my kids on faith.
Well, how much do you need?
Hey, that's right. I got $2,000. Here's $2,000. This will tie us over to the bank reopens. All right, Miss Andrews, how much do you need?
$242.
Miss Andrews, just enough to tide you over to the bank reopens.
I will take $242.
All right, Miss Andrews. All right, here you are.
That'll close my account.
Your account's still here. That's a loan. All right, Ernie.
I got $300 in here, George.
Ernie, how much will it take till the bank reopens? How much do you need?
Well, I'll take $20.
$20. Now you're talking. All right, Miss Thompson, how much do you want?
But it's your own money, George.
Never mind about that. How much do you want?
I can get along with 20, all right?
$20.
And I'll sign a paper.
You don't have to sign anything. I know you'll pay it back when you can. That's okay. All right, Miss Martini.
Could we have 17?
7. Bless your heart. Of course you can have it. You got 50 cents. Here, You take over.
I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it, George.
So do I. Hello, Mrs. Bailey.
Hello, Mr. Bailey. How's business?
Booming.
Well, at least you have a place to come home to. Most of the windows are broken out, and the roof leaks in a place or two. But the structure's sound, and there isn't a crack in the foundation.
What are you talking about?
32 Sycamore.
32 Sycamore. But that's...
Remember the night we broke the windows? That's what I wished for. And I've been saving ever since. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary? We've only been married an hour.
Actually, 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 40-odd some seconds to be exact. Soon enough to celebrate, I would say, wouldn't you?
Oh, darling, you're wonderful.
4, 5, 6. Bingo! We made it! Look, George is still in business and we've got $2 left.
Well, pop the champagne. I'd say we're a couple of financial wizards.
Those Rockefellers.
Open the safe for these great, big, important Somalians.
We'll save them for seed.
Here's the Papa Dollar and the Mama Dollar. And if you want the old building loan to stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
I wish they were rabbits.
That's great, Aunt Tilly. You hear that, Uncle Billy? Rabbits. Here's the rabbits.
The rabbits! Bread, with this house, we never know hunger. Salt, that life may always have flavor.
And wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
You can't dismiss this Bailey carpeting more, Mr. Potter. It's cutting deeper and deeper into your rental profits.
Bailey family's been a boil on the back of my neck long enough.
Mr. Bailey has just arrived, sir.
Good. Tell him he can wait. Go on.
As you know, he's built up a whole subdivision up next to the cemetery. Dozens of the prettiest homes you ever saw. I'm seriously considering purchasing one myself.
Don't you dare!
The point is, Mr. Potter, 90% of those customers used to pay to you. Now, if I were you...
You are not me.
As I said, I'm just a lowly bank examiner. But one of these days...
I am a busy man, Miss Carter. I don't have time for idle conjecture. Good day. Come to my business revenue, will you? I'm sure you a trick or two, George Bailey.
Yes, sir?
Send him in.
Right away, sir. Mr. Bailey, Mr. Potter will see you now.
Thank you.
Good morning, George. How are you?
Mr. Potter, this is quite an unusual request.
What's that?
You're calling for me to pay you a visit.
I don't know what's so unusual about it. I just thought the two of us could get better acquainted. Here, have a cigar.
Thank you, sir. This is quite a cigar.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but just what exactly did you want to see me about?
And that's what I like about you, George. You see, I'm an old man. Most people hate me, but I don't like him either. So it's all even. You know that I run practically everything in this town, but building and loan. You know also, for a number of years, I'm trying to get a hold of it. Kill it. Something's been stopping me. In fact, George, you've beat me. As anyone in this county can tell you, that takes some doing. Take the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones who kept our heads. You saved the building and loan? Well, I saved all the rest.
Yes, well, most people would say you stole all the rest.
The envious ones say that, George. The suckers. Now, saving my side, quite frankly. Let's look at yours. A young man, 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week.
45.
45. Out of which you're supporting your mother, your wife, and paying your bills. You have, say, 10 if you skimp. A child or two comes along and you won't even be able to save that. Now, this young man, 28, was a common, ordinary yokel, so he's doing just fine. But George Bailey, you are not a common, ordinary yokel. You are a smart, ambitious young man who's been dying to get out on his own ever since he was born. George Bailey, the smartest one of the crowd, mind you, who's trapped here. Yes, trapped. Frittering his life away to a bunch of garlic eaters. Do I paint the correct picture, or do I exaggerate?
Now, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is I want to hire you.
Hire me?
Yes, run my properties, manage my affairs. Start you out at, say, $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest home in town? Buying your wife a lot of fine clothes. Maybe a business trip to New York now and then. Maybe even Europe. You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? You're not talking to anybody else around here, are you? This is me, you remember me? George Bailey.
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship had just come in. Providing he has enough brains to climb aboard.
Now, what about the building and loan?
Confound it, man! Are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3-year contract, $30,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Now, Mr. Potter, I know I should be jumping at the chance, but I wonder if you can give me 24 hours to think it over?
Sure. Go home and talk it over with your wife.
I'd like to do that.
In the meantime, I'll drop the papers.
All right, sir.
Okay, George.
Okay, Mr. Potter. No, wait a minute. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know the answer right now, and the answer is no. No, dadgummit. You sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. In the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you're nothing but a scurvy little spider. And it goes for you, too. And it goes for you, too.
Hi.
Hi.
Better off day?
Oh, I don't know. I guess
Buffalo gas can't come up tonight, can't come up tonight, can't come up tonight.
Mary Hatch, why in the world did you ever marry a guy like me?
To keep from being an old maid.
You could have married Sam Wainwright or anybody else in town.
I didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
You didn't even get your honeymoon. I promise you. Your what?
My baby?
You mean, Mary, are you on the nest?
In a manner of speaking.
What is it, a boy or a girl?
You were on top of the world then, George Bailey. Couldn't have been happier.
But that was nearly 10 years ago. We've gone through war since then.
Yes, and your wife has given birth to not one but 4 beautiful children. And your brother, Harry, has been decorated with the Congressional Medal of Honor. President decorates Harry Bailey.
That was the headline in this morning's paper.
That's right. This morning, George, day before Christmas, about 10 a.m. That's when it all started, wasn't it? You were out buying a Christmas wreath and Uncle Billy. Oh, yes, Uncle Billy was on his way to the bank.
Extra, read all about it. Harry Bailey wins the Congressional Medal of Honor. This should be decorated by our president. Extra, read all about Harry Bailey. He wins the Congressional Medal of Honor. He should be decorated. Extra.
He's actually doing that.
Extra, read all about it.
One of those Bailey boys again.
Whoa, Mr. Potter. What's the news? Well. Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal of Honor. That could be one of those Bailey boys. Could it, Mr. Potter? You just can't keep them down. Can you?
How does Slacker George feel about that?
Very jealous. Oh yes, very jealous. Only lost 3 buttons off his vest. But of course, Slacker George would have got 2 of those medals had he been allowed to go.
Oh, right. He has the bad ear.
That's right. After all, Mr. Potter, some people like George had to stay home. Not every field was in Germany or Japan.
Give me back my newspaper. Buy your own if you want to drool over it. Wait a minute. Wait! Hold on! Wait! Yes. Why not? Yes. Take me straight to the bank.
Then can they turn this into a...
Extra, extra! Read all about it!
George, it's Harry, long distance from Washington.
Harry, what do you know about that?
He reversed the charges. That's okay, isn't it?
What do you mean is it okay? For a hero? Harry! Ah, you old seven kinds of a son of a gun. Congratulations. How's Mother standing it? She did. Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
Oh, wait till Bill hears about this. What do they have to eat?
What do they have to eat? Oh, Harry, you should see what they're cooking up in town for you. Oh, are they? The Navy's flying Mother home this afternoon.
In a plane?
What? Uncle Billy. Has Uncle Billy come in yet?
No, he stopped by the bank first.
He's not here right now, Harry, but look.
George, now,
listen.
George, that woman's here again.
Woman? What woman?
Bank examiner.
Harry, you talk to Aunt Tilly again for a minute. I'll be right back. Violet.
George, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure. Just step into my office. I'll be right there. Good morning, Miss...
Carter, bank examiner.
Miss Carter. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We're all very excited around here. My brother just received the Congressional Medal of Honor. The president just decorated him.
Well, they do those things. I trust you had a good year.
Good year. Well, between me and you, Miss Carter, we're broke.
Very funny.
Now, if you'll just take a seat, I'll be with you in a minute.
Although I should wonder when you okay first charges on personal long-distance calls.
George, shall I hang up?
No, you hang on. He wants to talk to Uncle Billy.
If you don't mind, I'd like to finish with you by tonight. I want to spend Christmas in Elmira with my sister and family.
I don't blame you at all. Now, if you'll just take a seat, Uncle Billy has everything all laid out for you.
Hurry, Uncle Billy, hurry! It's Harry, long distance from Washington.
Not now. I can't talk to anyone right now.
But Bill, it's Harry, your nephew, remember? Harry, here's your Uncle Billy.
Hello? Yes, Harry, everything's fine.
Mr. Bailey! Mr. Bailey!
What?
Oh, another Mr. Bailey. Well, you'll do just fine, possibly better. May I speak with you for a moment?
Why, yes, of course. I'll be right with you. Where's George?
He's in his office with Violet Peterson.
I need to speak with him as soon as he gets out.
Character, if I had any character.
It takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again.
No, George, don't.
Now, look, you're broke, aren't you?
Yeah, but...
What are you gonna do? Hawk that fur and that hat? You wanna walk to New York? You know, they charge for food and rent up there just as the same as they do in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
It's a loan. That's my business. Building and loan. Besides, you'll get a job. Good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello, New York, for me.
Yeah, sure.
And let's hear from you. Merry Christmas, bye.
Merry Christmas, George.
Mr. Bailey, listen to me a moment.
George, can I speak with you alone?
Uncle Billy, what is it?
George.
What?
Is that not your bad ear?
No?
So then you did hear me.
I'm afraid so. How much?
$8,000.
That much? Now look, did you buy anything?
No, nothing. Not even a stick of gum.
And you're sure you have the money with you?
Yes, I was counting it.
You think? Uncle Billy, we've got to find that money.
Well, good to you, George.
Now, listen to me. Are there any secret hiding places in your house? Someplace you could have put the money.
No, nothing like that.
Listen to me. Think!
I have been thinking, George. I have. Can't think anymore. It hurts.
Listen to me, you stupid, silly old fool. Do you know what this means? It means bankruptcy, and scandal and prison.
No!
Yes, that's what it means. One of us is going to jail. Well, it's not going to be me.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day.
To save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Hello, darling. How do you like it? Lester, did you bring the wreath?
Daddy, did you bring the Christmas wreath?
Read. What read?
The Christmas wreath for the window?
No, I left it in the office.
Is it snowy?
Yeah, it just started.
Well, where's your coat and hat?
I left them in the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's all right.
Well, isn't it wonderful that Harry? We're famous, George. I bet I had 50 calls about the parade and the banquet. Your mother's so excited.
Must she keep playing that?
She's practicing for the party tonight, Daddy.
Mommy says we can stay until midnight and see Christmas carols.
Yeah, you can stay up too.
Daddy, did you see? The Browns next door have a new car. You should see it.
What's wrong with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes.
Better hurry and shave, George. Families will be here soon.
Families? I don't want families over here. Zuzu, what's the matter with you?
She's got a cold. She caught it coming home from school. They gave her a flower for a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat. Go to bed, darling. But I want to give my flower a drink.
What do you have, Zuzu? A sore throat or what?
Just a cold. The doctor says it's nothing serious.
The doctor? Was the doctor here?
Yes, I called him right away. He says it's nothing to worry about.
Well, are you running a temperature little one?
I don't think so. Just a teensy one. 99.6. She'll be all right.
Better get back upstairs, Zuzu. This floor is cold.
But let's know her. She needs a
Now!
I'll bring up her face in a minute. Hold on.
It's this old house. I don't know why we don't have pneumonia, this drafty old barn. Might as well be living in a refrigerator. Why do we have to live here anyway and stay around this measly, crummy old town?
George, what's wrong?
Daddy, how do you spell frankincense?
How should I know? Ask your mother.
I'll get it. Hello? Oh, Mrs. Welch, thank you for calling. Yes, she'll be out of bed.
Is that Zuzu's teacher?
Yes.
Let me speak to her. Hello? Mrs. Welch? This is George Bailey. I'm Zuzu's father. Say, what kind of a teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending her home like that half naked?
George!
Do you realize she'll probably end up with pneumonia on account of you? Is this the sort of things we pay taxes for? To have teachers like you? Silly, stupid, careless people who send our kids home without any clothes on? You know, maybe my kids aren't the best dressed. Maybe they don't have any teeth.
Hello, Mrs. Welch? I want to apologize. Hello? She's hung up.
Oh, hang her up. I'll get it. Hello? Who is this? Oh, Mr. Welch. I'm so glad you called. Give me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. Oh, you will you? Okay, Mr. Welch. Anytime you think you're man enough, he hung up.
Father, how do you spell hallelujah?
How should I? What am I, a dictionary? Danny, haven't you learned that silly tune yet? You played it over and over again. Now, stop it! Stop it! Mr. Potter, I need help. Through some sort of incident, my company showed on their accounts. The bank examiner's up there today. I've got to raise $8,000 immediately.
So that's what the reporters wanted to talk to you about.
The reporters?
Yep, they called me up from your building and loan. There's a man over there too, from the DA's office. He's looking for you.
Help me, Mr. Potter. Help me. Won't you, please? Can't you see what it means to my family? I'll pay you any sort of bonus on the loan. Any interest. Why, if you still want the building and loan, I can...
George, is there a possibility of a slight discrepancy in the books?
No, sir. There's nothing wrong with the books. I've just misplaced $8,000.
You misplaced $8,000?
Yes, sir. I can't find it anywhere.
Have you contacted the police?
No, sir. I didn't want the publicity. Harry's homecoming tomorrow, and
They're gonna believe that one. What have you been doing, George? Playing the market with the company's money?
no, sir, I haven't.
What is it? A woman then? It's all over town you've been giving money to Violet Peterson.
What?
You know, not that it makes any difference to me. Why'd you come to me? Why don't you go to one of your friends like Sam Wainwright and ask him for money?
I can't get hold of him. He's in Europe.
Well, what about all your other friends?
They don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only one that can help me.
I see. Suddenly I've become quite important. What kind of security would I have, George? Have you any stocks?
No, sir.
Real estate, bonds, collateral of any kind?
I have this life insurance, a $15,000 policy.
Yes. How much equity do you have in it?
$500.
Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a war-frustrated old man. What are you now but a war-frustrated young man? A little miserable clerk crawling in here on his hands and knees, begging for help. No security, no stocks, no bonds. Nothing but a miserable $500 equity in a life insurance policy. No. You're worth more dead than you are alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you love and ask them for money? You want to know why, George? Because they'd run you out of town on the rail. But I'm going to tell you what I'll do for you. As a stockholder of Building and Loan, as a state bank examiner still here, I'm going to swear a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds and malfeasance.
No.
Go ahead, George. You can't hide in a little town like this.
Oh, God. I need help. Please, God. I don't know what to do.
Rusty merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. George? George Bailey, is that you? Come on and join us.
Not tonight, Mr. Martini.
Wait a minute. Did he just call you George Bailey?
That's right. This is Mr. George Bailey, brother of the young man who's just been given the congratulations.
The next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get it even worse. She cried for an hour and wouldn't even come out with us tonight.
That's enough. Mr. Welch, that's enough.
It isn't enough. She's slave teaching your stupid kids how to read and write. You have to ball her out.
Mr. Welch.
Ah, to heck with it. I'm going home.
Come on, everybody. It's a Christmas Eve. We're supposed to be spreading a good cheer.
Yeah, are we going to sing anymore? Of course we are. Come on, everybody. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Sure.
No, not tonight. I'm waiting for someone. You go on with your friends. I'll be okay.
You sure?
Where's my life insurance?
What?
Nothing. I'm sure, Ernie. Thank you.
Are you coming? Yeah, I'll be right there. You sure you're all right, George?
I'm sure, Ernie. Thanks.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, God, dear Father in heaven, if you're up there, you can hear me. Please show me the way. Please, I'm at the end of my rope. God.
And that's where I came in.
You mean you actually heard my prayer up there?
Yours and over a dozen others. You'd be surprised how many people are concerned about you.
Not after they find out that it ruined their lives.
You haven't ruined their lives, George. Besides, it wasn't your fault.
I'm the president of the company. I'm the one to be held accountable. Ask Mr. Potter, he'll tell you.
And you think killing yourself would make everyone feel happier?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose it just would have been better if I'd never been born at all.
What did you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
Oh, you mustn't say such things. You... Wait a minute. That's an idea. Well, what do you think? Yeah, that'll do it. All right, you've got your wish. You've never been born.
What did you say?
You've never been born. You don't exist. You haven't a care in the world. No worries, no obligations, no $8,000 to get, no partner looking after you with the sheriff.
Say something else in that ear.
Sure, you can hear out of it.
Well, that's the doggonest thing. I haven't heard anything out of that ear since I was a kid. What's going on here?
Hey, look over there. There's another sucker. Let's sing to him. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Dominic?
That's my name, and this is my poison. What's up?
Mr. Martini, don't you recognize me?
Dominic, he knows your name. Now we gotta sing.
Where's your wife? Where's Mrs. Martini?
She's a home. They're all a home. And that makes it a Merry Christmas. Doesn't it, gents?
But I saw her just a minute ago. Her and lots of other women and children, too.
Where? What are you talking about? You're not gonna snitch on us, are you?
I know you. You hit me just a minute ago.
I did. Did you hear that? I already hit him. Here, let me try again.
Oh, come on. Leave the sucker alone. He's far worse off than we are. Oh, look out. Here comes that panhandler. He's caught up with this again. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Oh, let me hit him first. I promise I'll remember this time.
Have you got a dime or two to spare? Or a drink? I could do it for a drink.
Mr. Gower, this is George Bailey. Don't you recognize me?
I tell you, come on. I don't like messing around that guy.
You own the corner drugstore where I used to work for when I was a kid. Don't you remember?
Now I know I don't like you. That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid.
Yeah, and if you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Jailbird. Come on, man. Let's get out of here. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
See, George? You weren't there to stop Gower from putting that poison in.
What do you mean I wasn't there? I remember distinctly. Look, who are you?
I told you, George. I'm your guardian angel.
But I don't get it.
It's what you asked for. What you wanted. Don't you understand? It's all because you weren't born.
Wasn't born? But if I wasn't born, who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean, no identity? My name's George Bailey. I was born July 14th, right here in Bedford Falls.
You won't find any public record of it. Besides, this isn't Bedford Falls anymore. It's Pottersville.
Pottersville? No.
I'm afraid so. And there's no George Bailey. Never has been. You see, you've been given a great gift, George. Just what you asked for. A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
Violet?
That's what they call me.
Oh, am I glad to see you?
I'm glad to see you too. New in town? Who gave you my name?
I'm George.
Of course you are. If anyone asks me, I've never seen or even heard of you before.
But you have. I'm George Bailey. We grew up together.
I don't think so, good looking. But I sure wish we had.
Violet, you've got to remember.
Well, I've got all night. Why don't you tell me about it?
Your name is Violet Peterson. You were born in 1910. No, 1911. And graduated right here from local high school.
Wait a minute. What are you? Some sort of private eye? I should have known. Don't you guys ever give it a rest? It's Christmas Eve, for heaven's sake.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, yes, I do. Well, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's my motto. So give it a rest and get out of here.
Violet!
Or I'll make a telephone call. George, or whatever your name is, and I don't think you want me to do that. Merry Christmas.
Boarding house? What's going on?
Well, what do you want? You're looking for a room, you've got no vacancy.
No, let me in. Please. I'm lost and I I need to sort things out. Please let me in.
I've already told you I've got no vacancies. Besides, I don't take in strangers unless they're referred by someone. Go try over on Maple Street, 163 Maple.
I know your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
How do you know him?
I've seen him around.
When? When did you see him around?
Today, over at his house.
That's a lie. He's been in the state asylum for 5 years, ever since he lost his business.
Harry, your son, Harry.
My only son broke through the ice and drowned at the age of 9.
No, he's alive. He went to war and got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He's a hero, and he's coming home tomorrow.
I'm gonna call the police.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
He saved the lives of every man in the transport. It was headlines in all the papers.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it'd be to just throw it all away?
Clarence?
Yes, George?
Where's Mary?
Oh, well,
If you know where she is, tell me.
You're not going to like it, George.
Tell me where she is. Is she alive?
Yes, she's alive. And she never married. But she's not the Mary you used to know. Something happened.
Mary?
There must be some easier way for me to get my wings.
Mary.
Who are you? What do you want?
It's me, George. Don't you know me?
Get away from me, I'll scream.
Mary, what happened to us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's me, George. I'm your husband, George.
No, leave me alone. Don't touch me. Somebody help! Please, I can't bear for anyone to touch me. I'll scream. Somebody help! Please
Mary!
help me.
Mary!
Please!
Clarence! Clarence! Give me back, Clarence! Give me back to my wife and kids. Please, Clarence, help me. Help me. I want to live again.
Hey, George. George, are you alright?
I didn't do anything to her. Honest.
What are you yelling for? What in the Sam Hill are you yelling about?
Don't. Bert, do you know me?
Know you? Are you kidding? I'm looking all over town trying to find you. Half the town's out looking for you.
Mary! Mary!
Yeah, Mary called. So did Mr. Martini, your Uncle Billy, and even your mother called. So what's going on, George?
What's going on? Look around you, Bert. It's breathing. It's moving. It's alive. Merry Christmas, Bert!
I think I better take you home.
No, I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine. I'm at Bedford Falls! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to you and you and Merry Christmas! Hello, old building and gold! Merry Christmas! Merry! Have you seen my wife?
Mr. Bates, you credit me much suffer.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? Merry Christmas! Merry! Oh, look at this wonderful, drafty old house. Merry! Have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas.
Ah, kids! I can eat you up. But where's your mother?
She was free with Billy.
George!
Hallelujah! Oh, man. Oh, let me touch you. Oh, you're real. You have no idea what happened to me.
Here, they're coming. I can hear them, George. They're coming. It's a miracle, I tell you. Okay, Bert, Uncle Billy, everybody in here.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Isn't it wonderful? There you did it, George. Told a few people you're in trouble and they scattered all over town collecting money. Didn't ask any questions, just said, if George is in trouble, count me in. You never saw anything like it. What is George, another run on the bank? I'm a school for our head to do it for you, George. Thank you very much.
Mom.
Thanks for everything. Anything for you, Mr. Bailey?
George, I mean all the rounds of all my charge accounts. Merry Christmas.
I changed my mind, George. I'm not going to go anymore.
London. Mr. Goward cables you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you $25,000.
George! Harry! Looks like I made it here just in time. I'd like to make a toast to my big brother George. The richest man in town!
Yeah!
Oh, wait a minute, I almost forgot. Some crazy old man handed this to me at the train station. Made me promise I'd give it to you in person.
Tom Sawyer. Who would give you a beat-up copy of Tom Sawyer?
Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence. A Christmas gift from a very dear friend of mine. Just like all of you. Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas!
Listen, Daddy.
What, darling?
Hear the bell? Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Sure.